Hello guys, so the topic is about the angles of elevation and depression. Okay, so let's go into the first part about elevation. Okay, so here you can find that here is observer, and elevation means that maybe we're seeing a very tall building like skyscraper. Okay, here is a horizontal line. Okay, that is the elevation angle. And also we have depression, and we're looking downward because that's the elevation angles. Okay. So like here we have the alternate angle rows, okay? So here we have two parallel lines that is horizontal A and B, okay? You can find here alternate angle theta, and this angle is also for theta, okay? Because it equals to each other, okay? So sometimes in some problems you can just using the rules helping to make your answers and making your thinking simplified, okay? That is for this problem. And then we can say we have some working example as angle of elevations. Okay, for example, first we have to draw a graph. Like here is a student stands 30 meters away from the base of a tower. Okay, so here's a tower, and the angle of elevation of the top is for 42 degrees. Okay, and then the student's eye level is 1.5 meter per the ground. So here we can set, okay, that is for 1.5 meters. Okay, he did his eye. Okay, so this angle is for 42 degrees, right? And we want to calculate total height of the tower. Okay, so here you can set like this. You can just trying to extract the triangle right here. Okay, this is a right angle triangle. Okay, the angle is 42 degrees. Okay, so this is for 30-meter tall or 30-meter wide. Okay, so we can set like here you can just try using the trigonometry, right? So here we can find x is the opposite side of the 42 degree, and 30 meter is the adjacent side. Okay, so you can set x over 30 equals to tangent 42 degree. Okay, that is for x. And for the height of the tower, we can set that the height equals to 1.5 meter plus the x. Okay, so x here is 30 times tangent 42 degree. Okay. So finally, you can just try and use your calculator to calculate this as 27 plus 1.5 meters, that approximately equals to 28.5 meters, okay? That approximately equals to 28.5 meters. That is for angle of elevations, okay? And here we also have angle of depression, okay? So for example, like here is a bird is on a cliff 50 meters above the sea level, okay? So because that's sea level and this is a bird, 50 meters. And it see a fish in the water at an angle of depression 25 degree. Okay, so maybe here is a fish. Okay, and you see here, and the angle is 25 degree. And how far is the fish from the base of the cliff? Okay, so we can set here because that is for 50 meters, right? Okay, 50 meters, and that is a distance d. Okay, so you can try to use a graph, use a trigonometry that is tan in 25 degree equals to the height 50 over the distance. Okay, so you can just try to set tan in 25 degree equals to 50 over d. Okay, so then you can call it d equals to 50 over tan in 25 degree. Okay, that is for this problem. So then you can set that you can after calculating it is about 107 meters. Okay, that is the distance from the bird to the fish. Okay, so you can find that there we have the strategy. Okay, so first we have to extract the two-dimensional triangle. So okay, and then you can just try to find the sides like opposite or like the adjacent side near to each other or close to each other. And then we can set like we can just trying to use a calculator to find the angles and how to use the trigonometry to calculate it. Okay. So here is some deliberate practice for you, okay? So if you want to try out yourself, you can first pause the video, and if you want to follow with me, you can keep on going, okay? Let's move to the first problem. Let's that a man looks up the 40-meter tall building, okay? So we can just try to draw the graph. Here is the buildings for 40 meters, right? And he is standing 60 meters away from the base, okay? So 60 meters is that assuming his eye level is at the ground, find the angle of elevation. Okay, so here we can just try to draw the angle theta. That is tan theta equals to the height is 40 over the distance is 60. Okay, that is 40 over 60. Okay, that is for 2 over 3. So you can try to using your like calculator to calculate the angle theta. Theta can be written as tan negative 1 2 over 3. Okay, that is it. And for the second problem is that from the top of the lighthouse of 75-meter height, and the ship is spotted at the angle of depression of 12 degree, okay? And then call it the horizontal distance from the ship to the lighthouse, okay? So you can just try to that. Like here, lighthouse is 75 meters tall, and the ship is spotted at the angle of depression of 12 degree, okay? So here is for 12 degree, right? And you can try to set, like you can use in the graph, like the distance over 75 meters, that is for tangent 12 degree. Okay, that is for this. So we can say distance equals to 75 times tangent 12 degree. Okay, that is for second problem. And for that third problem is that like a mast is supported by two cables on opposite side. Okay, and we can say cable A has an angle of elevation of 50 degree. Cable B has an angle of elevation 40 degree. If the mast is 20 meters tall, calculate the total distance between the edges of cable A and cable B on the ground. Okay. So you can draw into say like a mast is supported by two cables like here opposite side. So we can just try to draw the graph like that is for 20 meters, right? This is for 50 degree and this is 40 degree, okay? If you want to set that the distance 1, distance 2, you can just try to set like 20 meter over distance 1 equals to the tangent 50 degree, okay? And also for the tangent 40 degree can be written as 20 over d2 equals to tangent 40 degree. Okay, that is it. So you can just try to set like d1 equals to 20 over tangent 50 degree and d2 equals to like 20 over tangent 40 degree. Okay, so you can set like the total distance can be written as d1 plus d2. That is a final answer. Okay. So that is it. Okay. So I hope you can understand how to calculate this, and I hope you can just try to follow the several rules and understand it totally about the trigonometry. Okay. That's it for today's lesson. See you next time. Bye.